Hi guys, it is Vlogmas day 6. Apologies about the lighting. I'm actually filming this at like 7:30 in the morning because, as most of you know, I have about 60 pages worth of papers to write in the next 2 weeks, and so I thought I would film today's video before sitting down to write, and the sun hasn't really come up. I don't know if it's gonna come up today. It's really snowy here, which is, I mean, it's Canada, so that is to be expected, but snow. But, so yes, so today I am bringing you an on my shelf tag. I asked a bunch of people for numbers, and asked on Twitter, and I might do another one of these depending on how things go, because this is a relatively, not easy, but it's you know, I don't have to pick books, I don't have to think about things, I just have to talk about the books that come off my shelves, and that's kind of exciting. It's nice, because you get to see like different things on my shelves, and you can tell up there my Oxford section is just falling over. My shelves are in a little bit of disarray. So the first one, Brittany, gave me the numbers 2 and 15, and I don't actually have 15 shelves on my second shelf, so that's my second shelf. I actually only have 10 things on that shelf, including a cactus. It's kind of I'm moving my head so you guys can see. It's basically, I've kind of rearranged it a little bit. It's just my like vintage classics. So I just picked the last thing on the shelf, which actually was my Wild Unknown Tarot, which is not actually a book, but I picked this up during, I want to say, September, October, late September, early October. It was still really nice out. I went for a walk through the Byron Market in Ottawa and found this shop called, I think it's called Goods, and they sell a lot of like local and kind of more artisanal things. And I'd been looking at this set online, and the artist had sold the rights to HarperCollins, so this is actually one of the last sets that she herself produced. So it was a little bit more than like the HarperCollins set, but I liked the authenticity of it, and like the box is just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you some of the artwork because I think that these are just absolutely gorgeous. So the backs kind of have that snakeskin pattern. This is one of my favorite cards, and just like, they're absolutely stunning. I really love this tarot set. Justice is really nice with the 2 cats. They're just the Magician. Oh, just absolutely gorgeous. As I send cards flying everywhere, like the inside looks like that. It's just, yeah, that's the card that just went flying. It was still hidden in the box. Really, really love this set, and just kind of, it's got a bit of a special place in my heart, because like I had a tarot set before, but it was from when I was quite young, like when I was in my teenage years, and I find reading tarot soothing and just kind of a fun way to work through some of your own things. It's more like a mirror than like actually like reading your fortune, to me anyways. It's more of a way to kind of like work through things. So yeah, I really like that for like self-reflection. Next up, Elizabeth gave me 6 and 12, which is the Oxford shelf up there, and that is The Fortune of the Rougon, which is by Émile Zola. I haven't read this yet. I started it. I still have my bookmark in there. Oh, and it's my Caravaggio bookmark. I love this. I love Caravaggio. But yeah, I got to chapter 3, and that is the extent. I might bring this home with me to force me to finish it, because I do want to finish it at some point. Next up, Angela gave me 1 and 20, which is that top shelf up there. I realize you guys can see all my shelves in this shop. It's fantastic. I can point to which shelf I'm talking about. I only have 8 shelves. I accidentally said I only had 6, but I actually have 8 shelves, and there's about 20 books on each. And it is my War and Peace collection. I love this edition. It is the Everyman Library edition. This is the edition I read it of. They're a little bit worn. I got this for Christmas for my sister quite a few years ago. I remember she was quite mad because she bought this for me, and then I immediately sat down and started reading like the first volume. They're quite nice, and these are quite worn now that I'm pulling them out. I haven't pulled them out in ages since I read them for the first time. And yeah, I ignored everybody at Christmas because I was reading War and Peace, and Mom's like, well, at least she enjoyed her present. So yeah, that's my War and Peace story. Love War and Peace. I really want to reread it at some point, but it's such a monstrous undertaking that it's like, ooh, rereading War and Peace. So then Kathy gave me 5 and 5, which is the kind of the very, very top shelf there. and it was Alexander Dumas' The Black Tulip, which I absolutely adore. I think that this is a really good place to start with Dumas. It's less, like, The Three Musketeers is absolutely fantastic. Love it. Count of Monte Cristo, amazing. This is like a smaller scaled version of the Count of Monte Cristo, and it's still historical fiction, so you still get that, but it's based in the Dutch Republic, so really interesting. Definitely, actually, is it the Dutch Republic? It's got William of Orange. I can't remember my Dutch history very well. I'm not a Dutch historian, but yeah, so really fantastic. Highly recommend it. It's so wonderful. I've reread this a couple times because it's quite short, so it's the Dumas that I have gone back to again and again. And then Angela, as well as, do I have Angela in here twice? I do. Oh. But also, at Zoe Angela, on Twitter, they both selected the same number, gave me 8 and 8. So that shelf down there, which has some Persephone, some modern classics, my classics, and some English library, as well as my John Wyndham's. And that was Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I have read this, I have studied this. I love these editions. I ended up getting all of these. I really like this because it's such an interesting story, and yeah, these editions are just gorgeous. I really like these. I'm glad I have these. And they're just, yeah, it's just really nice. So if you haven't read Sir Gawain and the Green Knight and you like Arthurian legends and you like tales of chivalry, and kind of exploring chivalry, I would definitely recommend this. Next up, now it's gonna bother me that I wrote Angela twice, and I don't know who the actual person who gave me that is, but at Zoe Angela also did send me the same numbers. And then Nicola sent me 7 and 12, which is that Penguin English Library shelf there, which is my Dickens and my Trollope. So sorry, 7 and 2. It's my least favorite Dickens, Oliver Twist. Nobody likes Oliver Twist. It's just, it's so, yeah. Oliver Twist is definitely my least favorite Dickens. I think the voice that Dickens, it's one of his earliest ones too. It's the second work that he published. And it's just, as opposed to David Copperfield, Oliver Twist's voice is not of a child, whereas like David Copperfield, where despite the fact that he is a child, you actually can tell that he's a child and like his voice matures as he grows up. Whereas Oliver Twist just sounds like an adult in a child's body. Not to mention all the like anti-Semitism that's pretty rampant in this, and like just general, yeah, it's just not my favorite Dickens. And then Valerie sent me 6 and 11. And she has a YouTube channel. It's Vale, I think it's Val Reads. Go check her out. She's fantastic. I really love her. And that was from the Black Spine editions as well, and my Fitzgerald's. And it is Ray Russell's The Case Against Satan. Really love this work. Quite slim. Love Ray Russell. Think he's a fantastic author. This just, I read this last October, I remember. And it was so good. So good. It deals with exorcism. It precursors The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby. So if you're into like that kind of horror series, definitely check this out. Really fantastic. And then I have, and I might mispronounce this because I'm not sure if this is Silk Owl or at Silky Owl, on Twitter, gave me 3 and 5, which is my other Penguin English Library shelf. I just have them going across the back of my head because I like that aesthetic. And that is The Way of All Flesh by Samuel Butler. I haven't read this yet, but I got this for Christmas last year for my sister. So I really want to. I think this was published posthumously because it kind of deals with LGBTQ issues. So I definitely want to get to this one. It's just so much to read, so little time, so many essays to write. I feel like I haven't read anything this month, guys. It's like a third of the way through the month that I haven't picked up a book for pleasure. And then finally, at It's Jane Lindsay gave me 4 and 12, and she's another booktuber, so go check her out. And that is Love and Friendship by Jane Austen. It's from that shelf right there. Yep, that one. Which has my VMCs, my small collection of cloth-bound classics, my small collection of vintage ones, and some miscellaneous books. I had to look back to see what was on there. I've read this. This is just kind of her juvenilia and like her unfinished fiction. So it's got Lady Susan, Sandition, and then all of her juvenilia, and it's fantastic. I read it not in this edition. I liked this bind up. So that is my on the shelf tag. I will see you guys tomorrow for another Vlogmas day. These are getting a little rushed because the crunch time is coming, but I promise after next Monday, it'll slow down a little bit, which will be really nice because two of my papers are due that day. So I will be able to relax a little bit after that and just have one paper to write. And then, yeah, then it's Christmas basically. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.